Lesson 167. There is one life, and that I share with God. So the very essence of God is life. So the life is only one. There are not different kinds. Not there are not many different kinds of life. There is one life that I share with God. Okay. There are not different kinds of life, for life is like the truth. The truth is one, so life is also one. Life does not have degree. It does not have like degree 1, degree 2, degree 3. It doesn't have like that. It is the one condition in which all that God created share. Like all his thought, it has no opposite. We are living in the 3D world. 3D world has been built by the split egoic fear-based mind, uh, and also egoic belief is in lack, limitation, separation. So the 3D world, which has been made by the split mind, so everything in the 3D world seems to have opposite. Like A thought is always by opposed by B thought. Like everything seems to have the opposite, right? But God is not in the 3D world. He's far beyond. So the essence, the very essence of God, which is life, that does not have opposites. So like all his thought, it has no opposite. There is no death because what God created shares his life. There is no death because an opposite to God does not exist. There is no death because the Father and the Son are one. In this world, in this 3D world, fear-based world, made by the split mind, there appears to be a state that is life opposite. You call it death. Yet we have learned that idea of death takes many forms. The death is an idea, is one idea. That is nothing to do with the physical. That is one idea which underlies all feelings that are not supremely happy. It is the death is the alarm to which you give response of any kind that is not perfect joy. So is here we can see God's will for us is happiness. God wants us to be happy. So here all the unhappy feelings, right, is death here. So death is an idea that underlies all feelings that are not supremely happy. So it gives us the examples. What are the kind of all the unhappy feelings? All sorrow, loss, anxiety, and suffering and pain, even a little sigh of weariness, a slight discomfort, or the merest frown, all these unhappy feelings acknowledge death, and thus you deny you live. So if we live in this kind of if we stay in this kind of unhappy feelings, right, then we are actually denying that we are living the very life of God. You think that death is of the body, yet death is just but an idea irrelevant to what is seen as physical. A thought is in the mind. It can be then applied as mind directs it, but its origin is where it must be changed if change occurs. Ideas leave not their source. This this uh this teaching, this sentence comes over and over and over and over again throughout the course from the beginning to the end. So in the course, this teaching is really, really emphasized. The ideas leave not their source. We are the idea. We are the thought of God. So ideas leave not their source. The emphasis the course has placed on that idea is due to its centrality. So this is central thought in our attempts to change our mind about our attempts to change your mind about yourself. It is the reason you can heal. It is the cause of healing. It is why you cannot die, because we are idea. Idea leave not their source. That's why we cannot be separate from God. Therefore, we cannot die. God is life. So His truth establishes you as one with God. Death is the thought. Again, that is just the thought that you are separate from your Creator. But this is actually not, this is a lie. This is not truth. We cannot be separate from God. We cannot be separate from our Creator. But death is a thought, is a forced thought that you are separate from your Creator. And that is the belief. It's a belief. So belief is also a thought. So thought of that is a forced thought. And conditions change and emotions alternate because of the causes you cannot control, you did not make, and you can never change. So therefore, death is a thought, and that this is a forced thought. And also, it is a fixed belief. It's a fixed belief. It's not, you don't want to change. It's just fixed belief that ideas can leave their source. This is also a lie. This is not truth because ideas cannot leave their source. But here, belief is a fixed. Death is a fixed belief that ideas can leave their source and take on qualities the source does not contain. Is that possible? But so that is such a belief that ideas can leave their source, take on qualities that the source does not contain, becoming different from their own origin, apart from it in kind as well as distance and time and form. I just, this reminds me of the prodigal son. Prodigal son thought, I can leave the father. I can take some portion, of the inheritance, leave. I just, squander all the, belongings and then eat the, pig's food. Take on the qualities the source doesn't have. God is rich, God is abundant, but the son who left the source, living in poverty, living in, desperation, deprivation, and becoming different from their own origin, apart from it in kind, as well as distance and time and form. But death cannot come from life. Life is always ever living, is always existent. So death cannot come from life. Life don't die. So death cannot come from that life. Ideas remain united to their source. They can extend all that their source contains. In that, they can go far beyond themselves, but they cannot give birth to what was never given to them. As they were made, so will their making be. As they were born, so will they then give birth. And where they come from, there will they return. So the mind can, and yet the mind can think, the mind sleeps. The mind can think, it sleeps. But that's all. It cannot change what is its waking state. Okay, mind can think, mind can believe, it sleeps. But mind that sleeps cannot change what is its waking state. Okay, so mind cannot change, even though it thinks it sleeps. Sleeping mind cannot change what is its waking state. It cannot make a body nor abide within a body. What is alien to the mind does not exist because it has no source. For mind creates all things that are and cannot give them attributes it lacks, nor change its own eternal mindful state. It cannot make the physical. What seems to die is but the sign of mind asleep. The opposite of life can only be another form of life. As such, it can be reconciled with what created it because it is not opposite in truth. Its form may change, it may appear to be what it is not, yet mind is mind awake or sleeping. So mind is either mind awake or sleeping mind, sleeping. It is not its opposite in anything created, nor in what it seems to make when it believes it sleeps. God creates only mind awake. God creates only mind awake. God does not sleep, and his creations cannot share what he gives not, and nor make conditions which he does not share with them. The thought of death is not the opposite to thoughts of life, forever unopposed by opposites of any kind. So thought of God is forever unopposed by opposites of any kind, remain forever changeless, with the power to extend forever changelessly, but yet within themselves, for they are everywhere. What seems to be the opposite of life is merely sleeping. When the mind elects to be what it is not, and to assume an alien. So when the mind elects to be what is not, and elects to assume an alien power which it does not have, and foreign state it cannot enter, or force condition not within its source, the mind merely seems to go to sleep a while. So sleeping mind is the mind that, okay, that does not know the source, right? And it does not know who they are. It's a sleeping mind. So when the mind elects to be what is not, okay, they choose. So when the mind choose to be what is not, mind just go to sleep for a while. And then sleeping mind dreams of time. Okay, dreams of time and things that I'm living in the past and then living in the future, never in present moment. Which is an interval in which what seems to happen never has occurred, and the interval in which the changes wrought are substanceless, and all events are nowhere. But when the mind awakes, but continues as it always was. Let us today be children of the truth and not deny our holy heritage. Our life is not as we imagine it. Who changes life because he shuts his eyes? Or who makes himself what he's not because he sleeps and sees in dreams an opposite to what he is? We will not ask for death in any form today, nor we will let imagined opposites to life abide, even an instant where the thought of life eternal has been set by himself. His holy home we strive to keep today as he established it and as he wills it to be forever and forever. He is the Lord of what we think today. In his thought, which have no opposite, we understand there is one life, and that one life we share with God and with all creation and with their thoughts as well, and whom he created in a unity of life. So he created the all creation in a unity of life. They cannot separate in death, and cannot leave the source of life from where it came. So we share our life because we have one source, a source from which perfection comes to us, remaining always in the holy homes and holy minds which he created perfect. As we were, so are we now and will forever be. A sleeping mind must waken as it sees its own perfection mirroring the Lord of life so perfectly that it fades into what is reflected there. And now it is no more a mere reflection. It becomes the thing reflected and the light which makes the reflection possible. No vision now is needed, for the wakened mind is one that knows its source, its self, its holiness. So here, Jesus is also making sure that what is wakened mind? Wakened mind is the one that knows its source and its self, its holiness. Sleeping mind is the one who does not know its source, a feeling disconnected, different from it, right? It's sleeping. Okay, this was the lesson 167. Thank you.